Hello and good day. I'm Eirdina Shafwa, binti Eruan Shah. Allow me to share my thoughts about the requirements of digital diplomacy because of the pandemic. To begin, this pandemic has been here for almost 3 years. Surely there are challenges that we need to face. Due to the pandemic, most activities are held online. Communication, learning, protesting, and even voting are held online. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to share some of the advantages of social media and digital diplomacy. Firstly, it is a gateway to positive perception of state. Diplomacy could come in many shapes with the proper guidance by the leader of states as well as diplomats. Leaders and diplomats in the world currently have additional tasks which are to promote inadvertent messages and to enlighten any discussion that arise with the rest of the community of the state in which they work with. Diplomacy could fortify the international relations. Diplomacy is not only an effort to close the gap of diversity between state actors, but also the efforts to increase influence through strategic, innovative partnership rather than unilateral acts of force. Additionally, digital diplomacy could strengthen international relations effectively by creating an essential element that could compass their foreign policy. For example, after a few years of conflict regarding to the embargo, the relations between the U.S. and Cuba has regained back through this medium. Even though it was remarked as the most enduring trade embargo in modern history, digital diplomacy has proven to be effective even in the most trying situations. Next, the sense of transparency. People tend to post everything online in this modern world. The users are broadcasting their daily lives to the public through mediums such as Facebook status or picture posting on the various social networks. This trend that parallels with the intention to know about everything that the government is up to led to the environment of public needs for news transparency. Knowing the difficulty for leaders and diplomats to publicize their jobs' specifications, this demand creates more space for the people to feel included in any important decisions. Ladies and gentlemen, despite of the advantages, I would like to share some of the disadvantages of digital diplomacy. One of it is the cyber threat. Networking and social media could introduce an entirely new kind of crimes which exposes the users with a risk of cybercrime case. The most common type of cybercrime is hacking, where a cybercriminal uses computer technology to steal information and personal details of a person for malicious and exploitative purposes. For instance, diplomatic rivals could launch an attack on the system to gain the information which could be valuable and available for them to utilize for malicious purposes. Last but not least, the misinterpretation and judgment. Misinterpretation is another disadvantage of digital diplomacy. In this context, the social media has been the platform to create whether good or bad perceptions about any posting that related. Besides, it may circulate false and inaccurate information to the users. For instance, studies have shown that during disaster, there had been a spread of false information going around in circle of social media platforms. This type of sharing and posting can make situations become unnecessarily complicated to the actors, rescuers, and even the public, as these people may source from social media for information. To combat this, the use of social media in this particular diplomacy could reduce or at least interfere with stability in the affected nation. The technological advancement of the internet has clearly transformed the international relations behavior, as well as shaping the state's course into modern environment. In a nutshell, the government and related agencies must come out with protocols and procedures to filter and decipher the available information and exclude the inaccurate information posts that may have created uncertainty of Malaysians and open the opportunity for his adversary to attack him by cyber. With that conclusion, I end my sharing. Thank you.